The 1988 centennial celebration in the small town of Bruno, Nebraska was an incredible display of the power of teams. 7 years earlier, Herman Ostry had purchased a farm, including a barn half a mile out of town. In 1988, when spring flooding covered the barn floor with 29 inches of water, Herman decided it was time to move the barn to higher ground. The $1,500 estimate from professional movers was too steep, so Herman's son Mike devised another plan. He estimated that the barn weighed roughly 17,000 pounds. If 340 people carried 50 pounds each, they could simply carry the barn to its new location. Mike built a grid of steel tubing around the barn and attached handles for the carriers. On July 30th, over 4,000 people from 11 different states watched as 344 people carried the barn about 120 feet. Minutes later, the barn was sitting on its new foundation. What one person could have never accomplished alone, 344 people were able to do together. You can expect extraordinary things to occur when you work with teams. It may not happen immediately. The team may experience the life cycle stages of forming, storming, and norming before arriving at the performing stage. But when it does happen, expect something wonderful. Together, you will generate things the sum of which you would have never accomplished individually. The outcome or benefit of teams, that which teams are able to generate, far outweighs the struggles and work involved in coming together as a team. Leaders need to be reminded of this. Due to the time involved in forming, developing, and working with teams, many leaders prefer to do things themselves. But while it may be quicker and easier to do things yourself, as opposed to taking the time to invest in building, developing, and working with a team, in the long run, it is detrimental to the organization you lead. The church benefits when teams are involved. Furthermore, leaders will never accomplish alone what could have been accomplished with a team. Thus, leaders decide what type of a leader they want to be, one that accomplishes little or one that accomplishes much, by their willingness to work with teams. Leadership style impacts how you work with teams. Are you willing to work with teams, to be a team member? Or do you act as though you own the team? Do you believe the role of team members is to help you accomplish your goals, vision, and ministry while you instruct them in how to do it? Your style of leadership impacts how you work with teams. Entrepreneurial leaders. There are various leadership styles and models exhibited among church leaders. One of the more popular styles, especially among those whom many view as being successful leaders, is entrepreneurial leadership. There are many good things about entrepreneurial leaders. For example, entrepreneurial leaders are self-starters, self-reliant, and not content with status quo. In fact, not only are entrepreneurial leaders discontent with what others have created, they're soon discontent with what they've helped create. Entrepreneurial leaders are also gifted in inspiring others to connect with a big vision. When they talk about what they feel called to do, it is as though there is a moral imperative to it. Entrepreneurial leaders are risk takers. They see opportunities where others see roadblocks. Because they are willing to do things others are not willing to do, they are able to accomplish things others seldom do. Such characteristics bode well in church planting as well as turnaround church projects, both of which often bring notability to a church leader. Challenges. Although entrepreneurial leaders are often looked upon favorably and are recognized as experts or authorities because of what they manage to make happen, there are some major concerns with this style of leadership. Entrepreneurial leaders often play the comparison game, looking around to see if they are as successful or good as others. Furthermore, they often find their sense of identity as a leader or pastor in how well they compare with their peers rather than resting in their calling. In doing so, entrepreneurial church leaders often place extra-biblical expectations on themselves and on others in order to achieve success. Perhaps most damaging is that entrepreneurial church leaders constantly function from a gotta make it happen mindset. According to scriptural principle, we are not called to make things happen. We are called to be faithful. The growing of the church is a God thing. This is His work, His church, His people. Entrepreneurial church leaders, however, struggle with letting go and letting God.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.